3.5 months. 3.5 long, grueling months we have been in the relegation zone and we are finally out. And granted, we're only out potentially for a day, but how good does it feel to be out of the relegation zone right now? And what a performance. What an unbelievable performance that was from the boys. We'll get into every single thing that happened. I mean, to start with, the first half, I thought we defended so well. City kind of had nothing. They had about 95% possession most of the first half and had absolutely nothing. We defended so resolutely that it was just fantastic. They had actually nothing. I don't think they had a shot until Semenyo shot right at the end of the first half, because I'm not having that Bernardo Silva has meant that goal. He's quite clearly meant to stand it up at the back post to Erling Haaland. You could see his eyes. He gave a brief look to Erling Haaland before he played the ball. There is no way he's tried to chip the keeper there for the goal. Not a chance in hell. And that's what I mean. They didn't have a shot. Not one single shot until Semenyo's at the end of the first half, where Haaland's played him and he's taken the shot just left of the post. So I don't think that Silva meant that goal. I mean, the ball was quite nice regardless. I don't think Haaland was going to get there, even if it was a little bit off of the goal. But yeah, fantastic performance. But as soon as that goal went in, as soon as Silva's goal went in, we just turned on. We were on the front foot straight from that kickoff. And that's something we haven't really seen in the first half of the season, or only until the last month or so, really. That goal would have killed us. That goal would have absolutely destroyed any chance we had of getting anything from that game in the first half of the season. But now, we're wired differently. For some reason, if we go a goal down, it doesn't matter who we're playing, we think that we can then go and get something straight away. And that's exactly what we did. We started straight from kickoff on the front foot. And of course, it was Dinos. Of course, it was Dinos that puts it in. For a team that is so good, or a team that's got players that are so good at attacking set pieces, it is baffling to me how we've been so bad at defending set pieces. It makes no sense. It's the same principle, or it should be the same principle. He is a joke in the air. There's not many better in the Premier League in the air than him. You'd think he'd have more goals, to be honest. And you'd think that we'd be better at defending set pieces in general. I mean, we saw against Liverpool the other week at Anfield, horrific from set pieces. And even though over the last month or two we have actually been generally better, I think set pieces has still been a bit of a problem for us. I do think that Donnarumma could have done so much better. I'm not sure quite what he's doing, where he's going, what he's even trying to do. He gets nowhere near the ball. And it is his to claim, really. Don't quite know what he's doing, but it's pretty terrible from him. But it's so impressive how we now, like I say, are rewired so that we can get something from every single game. And it was quite a clear plan that we would go into that game for a draw, because that is all we needed from that game. When we look at the schedule, that was never a winnable game. And maybe going into the game, it probably should have been a winnable game at this point, because Man City were terrible against Madrid midweek. Absolutely terrible. And Nottingham Forest showed that you can get at this Man City team. And we got at them a little bit. We didn't really set up to get at them at all, which is slightly annoying, because I do think we potentially could have got more, but we cannot be annoyed at this result. It is a huge point, a massive point. To get 4 points from the last two games, Fulham away, and that was a Fulham team that were on top of their game. They were playing fantastically well. Now, it did help us out that they had a few players out. They had Harry Wilson out, don't get me wrong. But that is a huge 4 points. When you're looking at that, you're thinking, going into those two games, we probably hope to get 2 points, 1 point maybe, like a draw against Fulham, and then hopefully a draw against City, but we probably saw that as a loss, realistically. 4 points is huge, absolutely massive. Other teams, like Spurs right now, must be looking at us thinking, yeah, okay, we're in trouble because West Ham are just playing well. We're pulling together. We are just playing good football. I think one thing that we did really well today was the press as well. The press when Man City had the ball at the back was sensational. Taty is incredible at that. You cannot match his work rate. This is exactly what he does. This is exactly what we need from him. On the ball, I've said it a million times, we know he hasn't got the most quality when he's got his foot on the ball. But I don't care. I don't care how good he is on the ball. It doesn't matter how good he is on the ball. When you've got someone like Jarrod Bowen one side, someone like Somerville the other side. He wasn't playing tonight, obviously. But more generally, Fernandes behind him. Not every single player needs to be technically incredible, technically sound. And he certainly isn't. Granted, he is quite good. When the ball goes into him, he does have quite nice flicks that bring other players into play and get the team up the pitch. And that is exactly what you need from a striker in the position we're in. We need a player who can get the ball pumped up to him and either hold it up or flick it either side to one of the two runners, because that is exactly what we've got in Somerville and Bowen. We've got runners. So you flick it onto one of them and then you get the team up the pitch. And when we don't have the ball, just absolutely bust a gut. Chase that ball down for however long you're on the pitch, and that is exactly what he does. You can never fault his work rate, you can never fault his application. He has been a fantastic purchase, as have the rest of our January purchases, to be honest, but he has been absolutely brilliant. I thought Pablo today was pretty good when he got on the ball, and again, he applied himself. The front three in general, and sometimes Souček and mainly Fernandes was getting involved as well, but Bowen, Pablo, Taty, their press was unbelievable today. Second to none, could not fault it at all. But the stars of the show tonight, the three centre-backs that we played, Disasi, Mavropanos, Todibo, immense performances from all three of them. When we first saw the lineup and I saw it as a back five or three centre-backs, I wasn't a big fan of it. I don't like it when Nuno decides to basically just let teams come onto us. But they were fantastic today. Especially Mavropanos. He won absolutely everything in the air, and we know that is what he's good at. There's not actually many better in the league in the air than him. He wins absolutely everything in the air. Not a chance that anybody wins everything. And tonight he was really good at just generally intercepting, blocking. Todibo is absolutely rapid. He is just unnaturally quick for his build and for the other attributes he's got. He's so unnaturally quick. But he is rapid. He was fantastic tonight. And Disasi just continuing to do what Disasi does. Disasi is like a hybrid of the other two. Mavropanos is unbelievable at throwing his body at everything. In the air, he's unbelievable. Todibo's better on the ball and running the channels with attackers. And Todibo's just a mix of it all, a hybrid of it all. Together, all three of them were absolutely immense tonight. And Mavropanos deservedly got man of the match. I've never seen a more obvious man of the match because obviously he got his goal as well. But now it's down to Spurs and Forest tomorrow. We've done our job. We've got 4 points from these last two games. Unbelievable stuff. And now it is on to Spurs and Forest tomorrow. We'll see what Forest can do against Fulham. They obviously got a point against City last week. If they can get 3 points tomorrow, they look in a good spot as well. And that will really put pressure on Spurs because Spurs are going away to Anfield. Very tough place to go for any team. But especially for this struggling Spurs team. They could be in serious trouble come the end of the day tomorrow. And we love to see it. We absolutely love to see it. What a result from the boys. Make sure you're hitting like. Make sure you're subscribing because there'll be lots more of these videos. But that is all for this one. I will see you in the next one.